For today's video, I'm helping you on how to process tourist visa for Canada. Do it yourself. Just want to let you know, guys, there is a difference when it comes processing tourist visa and visitor visa. Tourist visa means you are the one who is covering or funding all your expenses from the application fee, biometrics, airfare, transportation, food, accommodation, which is like your booking hotel, Airbnb, and so on and so forth. For visitor visa, if you have someone like family, relatives, parents, and so on and so forth who's living in Canada, permanent resident, or a Canadian citizen already, and they are inviting you to go in Canada and they are willing to sponsor maybe half of your travel or a fully sponsored, like they will sponsor when it comes to your food, accommodation, transportation, airfare, and so on and so forth. They are providing invitation letter for you to come in Canada. That's the difference when it comes to tourist visa and visitor visa. Tourist visa, this is really purely tourism. No invitation with anyone else from Canada, like nothing. Anyway, guys, this video is for those people who have patiently to do it yourself. Then again, if you don't have time or you're still confused about how to process tourist visa or visitor visa, then again, I can help you. You can just simply message me to my work email. So my work email will be posted below in the description. You can message me. I can definitely help you. I can give you an assistance when it comes to processing tourist visa or visitor visa. Okay, so let's start. So I have the link here for IRCC portal. So for us to create an application for tourist visa, we have to sign in, we have to put our email address and password, and you will be routed here. Terms and condition, simply accept it. And after that, you will be here on your account home. As you can see, there is a start an application. So once you see this, just click this apply to visit, study, or work in Canada as temporary resident. So once you able to click that part, apply to visit, study, or work in Canada as temporary resident, you will see there's an option where you can check if you're eligible. Just simply click this check before you start application. Just to remind you, processing application for tourist visa online, you have to pay via credit card to pay your application fee and your biometrics. Okay, and here are the steps. You have to read it carefully so that you will understand and what are the documents that you need as well. And once you are done reading, you just acknowledge that you understand the information above and start application. Do you want to apply for more than one person at the same time? For example, you're applying for like two or more, you can just simply click yes. And if you're just yourself, of course, click no. And then save and continue. After that, we will go here for visitor visa or super visa. Since we are applying for a tourist visa, no one invited us, we have to click this to visit Canada as a tourist. So this means this is a purely tourism. You just really wanted to go there for tourism. Once we click this to visit Canada as tourists, tell us more about what you'll do in Canada. Include dates. So for example, I will be having vacation to Calgary. This is for example only, okay? You can create yours, your really reason why you wanted to have a purely tourism or purely tour going to Canada. For example, I'll put a date March 1, 2024 to March 31st, 2024. That's it. That part is just a brief summary of your what you will do in Canada as a tourist. Okay. And when you're planning to enter Canada, so as I mentioned, I'm planning to go like March 1st up until March 31st there. So since this is my first time applying for tourist visa application, I don't have the unique client identifier. So just leave it that blank, okay? And then save and continue. And as you can see, those are the documents that we needed for applying for a tourist visa. And just simply continue to application. And this one is, are you applying on behalf of someone else? If you're preparing an application for someone else, you're a representative. To be someone's representative, you must provide the right forms to show you have their permission to handle their application for them. So for example, if you hire a consultant, assistants to process your application visa, then you have to click this one. Yes, there's some information that you need to fill out, and then if it's just like us doing do it yourself, so then just simply click no and then save and continue, right? And then after that, we have to put our last name. So that could be Yukon, and my first name is Mara, and my birthday will be 1990 November 20, and I am a female. So we just have to fill out those information, and after that save and continue. This one, what document are you traveling with? Of course we have passport, and we just have to click this regular. And for example, we're traveling from Philippines there, just simply click that country where you're from, and Philippines. So you have to put your passport travel number or your travel document number there. So for example, our passport was issued maybe December 31st, 2023, and it will expire 2034. This one, are you a lawful permanent resident of the United States with valid green card? If you are so, then click yes. If not, click no. Are you or have you held a Canadian visitor visa in the past 10 years? If yes, then click yes. Do you currently hold a valid US non-immigrant visa? Are you traveling to Canada by air? Maybe bicycle. No, just kidding. Of course, yes. And then save and continue. And then here, citizenship and place where the applicant has lived. So where are you living? What country? So we have to put this Philippines there. And then of course you have to provide your city or town where you were born. Manila, there. Are you a citizen of more than one country or territory? Of course, if you have dual citizen, you just simply click this one, yes. If not, then no. Which country or territory you are a citizen of? Like Philippines, and I am a citizen of this country or territory since birth. And save and continue. You have a valid national identity document. So if you have your national ID, then you can just simply click yes. And of course, it requires you to put your document number or your national identity number and fill out this form information. If you don't have, then simply click no and then save and continue. Have you used any other name in the past? Just simply click no. Contact information of the applicant. So will be your contact information. So you have to select where your country, of course, that's Philippines as well, and your street, your town. So is your mailing address the same as your residential address? Of course, tick yes. List your current country or territory of residence, then add all the countries or territories where you live for the past 5 years for more than 6 months. Okay, so we have to list this one. I'm just living only in Philippines, like nothing. So I'm citizen here in Philippines. So that started 1990 November and 20th from since birth. And save yes, and then save and continue. Do we already have your fingerprints and photo or biometrics, and are they still valid? So then again, if you able to process your biometrics before and you got refused and you're applying by yourself or do it yourself now, and then you can just simply click yes, And then, do you want to give your biometrics again? Just simply click no, so that during the payment of the application, you are no longer paying the biometrics. You will just paying only the application, which is $100. But if you don't have a biometrics from the beginning, you haven't processed any application yet, so just simply click no. You will be paying a biometrics that costs $85. So the total is $185. That's including application fee and biometrics. And after that, save and continue. How much money do you have for you to stay in Canada? For a tourist visa, I think the maximum or the required is 10,000 Canadian dollars. So if you have 20,000 Canadian dollar, well, which is better, it's fine. That's very nice then. Is someone else giving you money for your stay in Canada? Of course, no. Then again, if you are being invited and you are being sponsored, as I mentioned to you a while ago, you just simply click this yes and provide the details of the person who's sponsoring you, inviting you, and giving you a sponsor when it comes with food and accommodation. Just put their details here. But since we are doing purely tourism, we will click no. And then save and continue. Information about education, work, and other activities. So, post-secondary education history. Have you ever studied at a post-secondary school like university, college, or vocational school? You don't need to have completed a degree or diploma. If you study university, college, or any vocational courses, then click yes. But I'll put yes. And if you do so, if you click yes, then you have to put the details of what you've studied with and what is the institution or school. And then save. And after that, you were proceeding here, work, activities, history. If you study or if you had history or activities or work of military or police history, then you have to click this one yes, and please put those all information. For example, you had work experience about military or police, then put this information here. And if you don't or if you don't have it, then click no. This one, if you didn't study military police, just normal work, you can proceed with this one, adding your employment history or work history. So click this add, and as you can see here, I graduated 2008 of April. Just to let you know, many I can see who processing tourist visa or visitor visa, they're having a trouble when it comes here on this part or this tab, which is information about education, work, and other activities. Because the reason why is there are a gap when it comes with the study and also with the employment history. It should be always sequence. Okay, there's no gap. So I ended up in 2008 of April, or I graduated 2008 of April. And next one, for example, that's 2008 of May, because I graduated on April. So I'll be proceeding on May. And up until 2009, December. For example, I'll work as business, finance, and technical or about computer. Company employer, the name of your company, let's say MSI company, and main duties of the job. Just briefly describe the duties of your job. So there. And of course, the country where you were working before and the address of the company as well. And then save and continue. So as you can see, there's a sequence like 2008 of April, I graduated in college or university, and 2008 of May, starting from 2009 of December, I already working. So as you can see, it continues. There's no gap. And 2010 of January up until maybe let's say you got unemployed for 2 years, 2010 to 2012 of December, you don't have work. You couldn't find. So you can just simply click this unemployed and then put your home address. Because if you're not putting this information, you will be missing a gap. If you are proceeding with your next employment, for example, your next employment happened already 2018 kind of thing, you will be having a gap and you might getting an error and you may not be able to proceed with this next tab. As you can see, before we save and continue, we got unemployed from 2020 10 of January up until December 2020 12, and we got job 2020 of January up until present. So we are missing a lot of year. There's a gap already. So there you go. I click save and continue. I got this error. So we have to change this one so that we are able to proceed. And then we will do save and continue. There you go. So you are able to proceed with the next tab, which is your travel history. In travel history, during the past 5 years, have you traveled to a country or territory other than the one where you are a citizen or where you live now? If you do so, if yes, then tell us more about your travels. You have to add it all. Do way back then. If you don't have any travel history, then click no and then save and continue. Travel history, have you ever stayed in Canada beyond the validity of your status, attended school in Canada without authorization, or work without authorization in Canada? Just click no. Have you ever been refused a visa or permit, denied entry to, or ordered to leave any country or territory? If you do so, if you already applied before and you got refused, click yes and you have to explain why you got denied when you applied. If you have not, then click no and save and continue. This one is criminality and security. Have you ever committed any crime in any country or territory? No. Have you ever been arrested for any criminal offense in any country or territory? No. Have you ever been charged for any criminal offense in any country or territory? No. Have you ever been convicted for any criminal offense in any country or territory? No. Save and continue. Are you or have you ever been a member or associated with any political party or other group, and so on and so forth? You have to read everything. Have you ever witnessed or participated in the ill treatment of prisoners or civilians, looting or desecration of religious buildings? Save and continue. Medical background questions. Have you had a medical exam performed by an IRCC authorized panel physician, doctor within the last 12 months? No. Save and continue. Medical background question, tuberculosis. In the last 2 years, were you diagnosed with tuberculosis? Click no. In the last 5 years, have you been in close contact with a person with tuberculosis? So click no and then save and continue. Most of this medical history is more on question, asking about if you have experienced this. Then again, you have to read everything, okay? And then save and continue. This one, family information, marital status, if you're annulled, common law, divorced, married, separated, single, widowed. If you're married, if you click this one, it will ask the information of your partner if it's your husband or wife, and if it's annulled marriage, there you go. It will ask also with information of your partner way back then. You will just put single and then save and continue. Children, do you have any biological adopted or stepchildren? No. Tick this box. I understand that I am not declaring any natural adopted or stepchildren. Save and continue. If you were adopted, provide the details about your legal parents. If you don't know your parents, then click no. But if you know your parents, you have to put their information. If you have only a mother and you don't have your father, or you don't want to include your father at all, then you can just simply fill out this only, which is your mother. But if you want to put your mother and your father, then you can do so. Save and continue. What is your native language or mother tongue? In Philippines, we do have Tagalog. I can communicate in English. And of course, we prefer English, and then save and continue. And then our email address. Make sure that you have to put your correct email address because you will be receiving information or any updates on your email address coming from IRCC about your tourist visa application. Telephone number of the applicant, so please add your telephone number. We are in Philippines, we have to click this other. And then there, save and continue. We are now on our tab summary. So before you proceeding with documents, fees, consent, and completing all your information, please do make sure that you have to double checking all your information. Sometimes it's really take a while or took so long for you to get an update for changing or correcting your information. Okay, so you make sure that you have to check properly your information before proceeding anything or completing your tourist visa application. So you can just simply click this arrow and then you will see those are the information that you put in. Definitely check it and you can edit that one. Just click edit the button for any changes or if there's any wrong information that you put in. And once you're done checking, save and continue. And finally, you will be going here, documents to support your application. Just want to remind you in IRCC portal, they have small MB per file, which allowing to attach for supporting documents. So it's 2 MB per file only. Since you were having purely tourism, it's just you only, all documents that you need is your passport or travel documents. You have to attach your passport in documents or in PDF file, and then your funds or proof of funds like your bank certificate or bank statement. Additional documents here, in any additional documents, this is where you put your letter of intent or the purpose of your travel while you're having tourists going to Canada, the proof of your home ties as well, your work, your business, your family, parents, siblings, land property, or any other assets under your name that you can consider as your home ties. You can put that or compile that in one file, including your letter of intent, and then attach this to additional documents. Once you are able to complete all those documents, you can click save and continue, and you will be proceeding with the application fee and biometrics, and then consent and declaration, and there you go. You were able to complete your application. Once you able to complete your application, you will be receiving an email coming from IRCC about your application and what's the next step that you will need to do. So if you have any question again about processing tourist visa, or if you will need something assistance with processing tourist visa or visitor visa, you can simply message me to my work email. I'll be willing to help you. My work email will be posted on the description below. Please hit like, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Click that bell notification for future notification.